Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about your way out of emotional pain. There's one specific way I want to talk about today. Let's dive in. Watch this video. Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Today, I want to dive into this topic that I've been talking about a lot lately. I've been doing a lot of podcast interviews and cool things like that, and it's been coming up again and again and again, and this is your way out of emotional pain. So many of us think that the safe way out of our pain is to avoid it. To say, you know what, I know better. It's over there. I'm going to go focus on something positive, law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Get it. But we're missing a really key element here. When we're doing that, we're in denial and we're in resistance to something that is. And as children, we are missing that emotional validation piece. If you've watched many of my videos, you know I'm all about emotional validation and mirroring. And when we miss that piece of being validated, we're missing a part of mirroring ourselves and seeing ourselves and being seen. And we start to hide behind things and we start to have this fear of shining. And I want to undo that today. We have to admit what is going on. You've heard me say it a million times. We have to get real about how we feel so we can heal. When we're in pain, the most amazing thing we can do is say, I'm in pain. It sucks. Not judge it, but realize this isn't fun. I don't like it. But oftentimes people come to me and they have this loss of self. They have this uncertain identity. Candace, how do I find my way back to self? This is how you do it. How do I feel? Being real about how I feel. In the moment, you can attach with your authentic self by feeling what you feel. Now here's the problem, Sainty. Shh. The problem with us getting real about how we feel is so often, not only do we judge ourselves for what we feel, I shouldn't feel that, I should be over it, something's wrong that I feel this way, is we grew up in an environment and in a society that said, if you have negative emotion, what did you do to create that? What the universe says, what source energy tells us, this unconditional loving energy tells us is, if you have a negative emotion about something, it isn't being agreed upon by the higher sources that be, by the higher understandings. So we have a misinterpretation of self. So what I want to help you do is understand that when you're having a negative emotion, right? So many of us deny our pain because the negative emotion makes us think we did something wrong. There's something wrong with us. But that's not true. When we have a negative emotion and we're trying to deny the pain, that resistance to it makes it stuck and makes it worse. Resistance makes nothing flow. Resistance makes you feel stuck, lower than, kind of in that shame cycle. Oh, I can't get out of it. What I want to show you is do not resist it. Allow. Allow without judgment. Look at the meaning you attach to this feeling. Oh, if I feel this way, it means I did something wrong, or it means I'm not somewhere that I think I should be. All these measures we have on our healing that allows us to stop healing. We need to give ourselves a permission slip to heal. What this means is I need to feel it to heal it, but not attach my identity to it. Just notice that this is a pain that needs to be released and expressed. And if you can reparent it and allow yourself to allow this feeling to be without judging it, you'll see that it just wants to be released and expressed and heard and seen and integrated. And we cannot integrate our pain if we are in resistance to it. If you're in resistance to something, you're holding it back from you. You're keeping it separate from you. I don't want you to identify with your pain, but I want you to allow your pain to be what it is and not make it wrong and not need it to be any different, but just let it be. You know, in the podcast I did this morning, we were talking about childhood trauma. And here's the thing. So many of us, self-included, I used to hold myself away from my experience. And this is what I mean. It took me so much longer to heal than I thought it would in this aspect because I saw what was creating my trauma. And I was like, but it shouldn't have created that much trauma. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it is a freaking big deal. It's a big, huge deal when it separates you from your true authentic self. So anything we go through has to be acknowledged as this happened. I'm not a victim to it, but this happened. And when I integrate what is experiencing itself from me, from within me, right? this is what's happening. This is what happened. This is what I feel. It's not wrong. It shouldn't be any different. It shouldn't be less than it is. It just is what it is. And what it is, guess what happens? We become who we are. But so often we judge ourselves for the things that happen to us that are negative. We make ourselves wrong for feeling what we feel. And we're so afraid that what our biggest fear is going to be confirmed to us. I'm unworthy. See? We're always looking for this external evidence to confirm to us the thing that we're afraid of. So we keep ourselves one foot in and one foot out of our pain, of our purpose, by just having resistance to it. The biggest part of this resistance to our pain is if I claim my pain and if my pain actually ends up being true, it means that the thing I'm afraid of is actually true. I'm unworthy. I'm not enough. I'm scared. So we keep ourselves away from finding out the truth by denying our pain, by resisting our pain. So this is what I encourage people to do. Sit in the reality that my biggest fear is reality. I'm unworthy. I'm not enough. I'm incapable. What if that's my truth? If that's my truth, there's nothing to fear because it's already happening. So pretend that that's your truth. Worst case scenario. This is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. This is what it is. Okay. Now what? I'm fine. Okay. Now I can move forward. It's that fear of feeling that pain that keeps us in resistance. So my biggest pain just happened. It's happening. All right, all the things I've made it mean aren't really true because we can check it out now. We can check it out. Instead of living in fear behind the veil, we can check it out. Are these things actually true? Are they true about me? No. So no one can shock me into a reality that I don't see because I just checked it all out. So if we check it all out, then we realize going into our pain isn't scary. It's what we've made it mean about us. I want you to take an example for yourself. Oh, that person rejected me. What's that mean? It means I must not be worthy of love. Is that true? Or is that person in a bad mood and they're just rejecting me? Really check it out. Check out the things that are happening in your world that are bumping up against the parts of you that aren't fully integrated yet and not healed. No one can hurt you with anything unless you agree with them. So these things that are bumping up against you and that are triggering you about your pain, about your identity, any of these things are to be looked at because they're things you still aren't sure of. So what you're really mad about is your uncertainty of self. That's what this is about. And when we resist that and we resist the pain, we're resisting us ever really knowing who we are and ever really understanding and experiencing the beauty of the truth of who we are. We just stay in the possible fear that maybe we're not that thing. You know what I'm talking about? So I want you guys to check this out and explore this. What are you resisting about your pain? What is so scary about going into it and exploring it and seeing that perhaps instead of it being proved right, maybe I might prove it wrong? Then what? That's what I like doing. It kind of becomes fun. You're like, maybe this fear isn't true. Let me go see. Instead of, I don't want to ever see just in case, I want you to be the girl or the guy that's like, let me go see. Let me just check it out. What do I got to lose? Right? So try that for me this week. Also, I want to mention you guys, Inner Work Group Coaching is starting February 2nd. These are my 3 small groups of 5 people. There is a huge wait list, so if you are interested, please get on that. We are making space for more people if needed. It is healing attachment injury, love addiction, trauma bonds, narcissistic and codependent patterns in relationships. That is this 8-week program. And it goes on and on and on. You can continue it if you want to, but it starts at 8 weeks. And if you're interested, waitlist is below. Also, coaching and all the other offerings are below. Please check out my new merch. I'm so excited about it. And also, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I love reading all of your messages. And if you have the time, please share this with one person you think it could help. I adore you guys, and I'll see you next week.